Hey, happy Saturday, happy weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here to do some website and YouTube channel reviews. We have a lineup already in store from a list that was built last week. I have it right here in front of me, and I'll tell you who's on the list in just a minute. And we're just going to get confirmation that everybody here who's on that list is either here and or still wants to be reviewed. So we'll get to that in just a moment, but happy weekend. I hope all is well. Starting just a tad minute late because I was in a conversation with my editor on my other channel, my Deep Pocket Monster Pokemon channel, because we have a video going live in about 1 hour. So I'm really excited because it's one that involves my family, my son, and we had a lot of fun with it. There was just some final touches that needed to be put into that. And it's so interesting. It doesn't matter when the deadline is. It always seems to go to the last second, doesn't it? So anyway, that's how it works sometimes. But again, right now I'm focused on you and websites, YouTube channels, making them great. Even if you don't get reviewed, you can still watch along, follow along to see what you can do to make sure that your stuff is giving yourself the best chance to succeed, to reach out to new people, to get more exposure, to bring people in, to get more valuable information out to the people in this world so that you can have success and everybody wins. That's why we're here. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, Elton, this shirt is not new, but also never forget. Thanks so much for coming in. Let's enjoy the show.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
All right, with Pat Flynn. Cool, Mai is up first actually. m-bakery.co.uk. m-bakery.co.uk. We also have Gain, Gain, are you here? Gain. I think I saw your name earlier. Let me know if you still want to keep going today or if you are ready for that. Hey, Tina, good to see you. Thank you so much. And we got Karen Monet. Karen, if you're in here. And then also Squeaks Game World. If Squeaks is on here, we'll hook you up. And that's who we're going for. So Gail, awesome. Let me know if, in fact, you're ready and if it's a YouTube channel or website review. And if it is a YouTube channel review or website, excuse me, pop in your URL in a creative way that doesn't get taken away by YouTube, like spell the word dot or something like that. Anyway, Mr. Camera Junkie, welcome in. Peasant Uprising, Tina, EJ, Elton, Mai, welcome. Dawn, Doggy, JB, hello. First time here as apparently you're looking over my wife's little website today. Ah, very cool. Well, high five to you. Thanks again for being here, and I'm excited to dive in. So first, let's talk about what we're going to be looking for. It doesn't matter what web property it is, website, YouTube channel, podcast, doesn't matter. There's a few key principles that we need to make sure shine through. So here is, I got Gail's website. Take wing, nice, I like it. Take wing, take flight, fly high. takeWingCoaching.com/lift. Very good. So that's great. And then we also have Karen and also Squeaks Game World. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you here. Thank you so much. No matter where in the world you're at, I appreciate you so much. So let's talk about what we're going to be looking for. Whether you have a website, podcast, YouTube channel, it doesn't matter. Really, really important. As soon as people visit that website or visit that YouTube channel, can we express what this is about, who it's for, in literally just a snap? Just like that. That was about to snap. There we go. So we need to portray through words, through images, in a very quick manner, who is this for? Because trust me, if a person doesn't know if this is for them, then they're out, right? The cool thing is when you get very clear with who it is that this is for and what it's about, people who are within that world who need that information, great, they're going to stick around and go a little bit deeper. Doesn't mean they're hooked in yet. We've got a little bit more work to do. But it also gets people who are there out. And you want that to happen. You want it to be so clear that people who it needs to be clear, okay? So that's number one. Number two, we need to make sure that people can understand, okay, you're speaking my language, but what's unique about this space? What's different here? What is going to be something that's going to allow me to know that this is the right place to be versus another person or another group or another YouTube channel, another website that talks about the same exact thing? What's unique about this space? That's number two. Number three, I also want to know a little bit about who's behind it. Now, it doesn't need to be right up front unless you are, in fact, a personal brand, but at some moment on a web page or on a YouTube channel, we kind of want to know a little bit about you. It's not always relevant, but in most cases it is, especially if you're doing any coaching or consulting or any, selling anything. People want to know who they're buying from in most cases, especially if there's some human interaction involved with that buying or something that requires a little bit of sort of touch points. So a little bit about you, and that's great because guess what? Nobody's like you. So that's the beauty of it. You have 100% advantage in that case because nobody's like you. And the problem is I see a lot of people trying to be like somebody else or not being fully themselves, not embracing who it is that they are. Now, obviously, we don't need to have a complete bio about what we had for breakfast and the scar that we have on our back, but I don't know why I thought of that. But we just have to share a little bit about ourselves so that people can connect. Because the truth is, it's not B2B or B2C, it's P2P, the person-to-person connection, the marriage that can happen. And in many cases, I'm also going to look for where do you want me to start? Because a lot of times, especially on websites, it can be very confusing. It can be like a lot of information right up front. You come in and you're just like, oh my gosh, there is like way too many things here. I'm out, right? So yes, it's okay to have your library of information there, but it's really important that we go, okay, of all the things here, this is where you begin, right? I'm also going to be looking for if there are in fact any call to actions, especially with relation to reaching out to you or buying something. I want to like feel around a little bit to look to see, are you setting this up correctly? Are you positioning yourself in a way that gives you the best chance to get that action to actually happen? And then finally, I'm just going to look for any red flags, things that probably shouldn't be there, things that capture my attention, and I'm just going to share some of those things with you. So that's what we're going to go for. So today we are going to first check out My Big Nils website, MAI. This is for you. So I'm going to open a new window here, and we're going to explore m-bakery.co.uk. Oops, I put m-makery. We actually have a makery in our house. That's in the garage where the kids can make a whole bunch of stuff. All the scraps are there. It gets messy, but that's contained in that space. That's what we call the makery. But we want to go to m-bakery.co.uk. Awesome. Now, I'm just, again, going to leave you my first impressions, and we're going to view this together. Boom. There we go. So, M Bakery Academy. I will say that the font in the upper left-hand corner is a little bit light. I don't see it unless I sort of squint and get in there, but I do like the logo. If I zoom in here, then I see it, right? So if I zoom in and I go up there, it could be a little bit darker on the bakery and the M and the Academy. I do like the antlers kind of coming around the outside there. That's pretty cool. Love that you have a photo of yourself here with what it is that you do with your food, with your baking. That's really great. I'm connecting with you. That's fantastic. Just overall feel and look of the website. It looks very friendly, right? It looks very friendly. Now, normally I wouldn't say that this kind of style works well, but honestly, it does work okay in this regard with what it is that you do and all that kind of stuff. I'm okay with that, actually. In many cases, especially on different kinds of websites where maybe you're teaching that's not maybe bakery related, I would say, wow, this is a little bit MySpace looking, right? But honestly, this is okay here. I think it fits your style. It's a little bit unique. I'm okay with that. But let's start at the top, right? Let's start at the top. Mai says, okay, deep breath. Yay. You're good. Okay, so let's look at the tagline. Like the first part of a website, which I'm glad that you have like a space here on top for this. I'm also thankful that you have a start here area. I'm going to go to that in just a minute. But let's see if you can hook me in and keep me around, right? So become the go-to expert for all things cake related, even if you're a complete beginner. Scroll on or click below to start your baking journey. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that speaks to me. Become the go-to expert for all things cake related. I think the image behind it isn't doing you any service. I would love to see sort of an array of cakes, if you will, because I just see a close-up version of something. It doesn't even look like a cake if that is in fact a cake. It looks like a watercolor painting of maybe some roses or fire or something behind it. That we can definitely change. But I love how you have a call out area. I think as far as taglines go, that's totally cool. I love how you put, even if you're just a beginner, it makes me feel better. Become the go-to expert for all things cake related. Scroll on or click below to start your baking journey. That's cool. I like that. I like the conversational aspect here. Hey, I'm Mai. I help creative bakers like you. I don't know if you did this before, but I talk about this all the time. Speaking directly to the person on the other end is so key, and you're doing that. I'm Mai. I help creative bakers like you unleash your full potential so that you can say, yes, I made that. I would put quotations around that. Also, there's a weird space behind here too. I noticed that in other places. Just watch out for that. We don't want the, yes, I made the, it's a little thing there. We don't want that to detract from how great this website is starting out. So that's number one. So quotations around that can do really well. But you notice how you said the word you 1, 2, 3 times? That's perfect. That's great. You're speaking to the person on the other end. That's also good. Also, the font is wrong, which is why. Okay, let me hit refresh. So it still shows up this way. Now, this is very interesting. Mai says, can you refresh the page? The font is wrong, which is why it looks weird. Well, I just hit refresh, and it definitely looks weird here, which probably means it might look weird to other people too. This is definitely something to relay to your developer so we can make sure that the font is indeed something that if you use a special font, for example, we need to make sure it's compatible with as many places as possible. Let's go to Safari really quick just to see what it might look like on Safari and see if we can get it to look good there. Okay, a little bit different. Now that's something interesting. In this case, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, well, is it my fault, Pat Flynn's fault, that I don't see it? Well, it doesn't matter. The fact is, I didn't see it the way it was supposed to, and that's a red flag. Not an end all. Again, I kind of liked how it looked a little bit. But now I see the parts that, this is, okay, so it defaulted to Arial or Times Roman numeral, or not Roman numeral, Times New Roman, Times New Roman, because this font didn't exist. I see it here on Safari now, so that's cool. So let's just go down this page. I will say that in most cases, I'm not a big fan of script writing. What I'm worried about is what this looks like on mobile. Right, that's the thing I'm worried about. So I'm going to go on my phone really quick to look at this as well. It's definitely a test that we all want to do. So M-Bakery. The reason I don't like the cursive font often is because sometimes it gets so small that it can't be read. But I'm looking at this on mobile and it looks fine. Choose your journey by clicking on a project below and get a free guide with each one. If that seems to not solve itself, I would definitely recommend just changing to a font that doesn't necessarily have a cursive unique font. That way we can just move on. But I'm going to move on from that anyway. Let's keep reading this. I'm Mai. I help creative bakers like you unleash your full potential so that you can say, yes, I made that, allowing you to feel proud and become the go-to expert for all things cake related. Now, where I'm confused a little bit or just not understanding it is, are you training bakers so that we can sell our stuff? Are you training bakers so that we can, in fact, train other people, for example? Because if we're the go-to, if you're training me to become the go-to expert on cakes, then that speaks to the fact that maybe I will then be able to teach others how to do it, right? Because we want to learn from experts, for example. I'm not sure if that's what you're going for, or if you're going to help me become everybody's favorite baker, or the life of the party when we bring the cake out from the kitchen, kind of thing, right? There's two different places there. So I'm not quite sure who it is that you want me to focus on, or who it is that you are focusing on. Because if I'm just a chef at home, I don't necessarily want to be like the go-to expert on cakes so that I can become the go-to expert for all things cake related. But which then in turn, again, has me thinking, okay, well, now I'm going to show other people how to do this, versus maybe there's some other language there, meaning like to teach you everything you need to know so you can bake amazing cakes for your family, for your friends, and even sell them online too, or something, right? The skill of making cakes is what you're teaching me, and that's what your position is. I don't know if that's what you want. So just, again, something to keep in mind. After years of making, designing, and creating wedding and celebration cakes professionally, I want to share my skills and knowledge to teach you how you can do the same too. That's awesome. Just like a little bit of bio there goes a long way. My goal is to get you from A to B as effortlessly as possible. Let's change A to B to like from sloppy to sensational, right? I don't know. I'm just making that up, but that actually sounds kind of cool. My goal is to get you from cake dumb to cake fun. I don't want to use the word dumb. Let's get you from I have no idea what I'm doing to this is easy. I'm in my jam. I'm just making stuff up. You can put your own A to B there, but getting specific to the niche can be really, really good for you there. And I want you to love making, decorating cakes, be stress-free, and have more time with friends and family. Ooh, okay. Very cool. Good point. I think more so on hobby bakers, but I do switch to bakers as a business. Ah, okay. So again, something to keep in mind. I'm a little bit unsure if you're speaking to me as a home baker or a business baker. That's where the confusion lies. Choose your journey by clicking on a free project below and get a free guide with each one. Awesome. The pink on the gray is very difficult to see, I will say. I would have these buttons be a little bit darker with lighter text, or lighter with darker text, one or the other. But overall, I'm loving the fact that these are like the 3 things that you want me to get into: the ultimate beginner's guide to cake decorating, the complete wedding cake checklist, how to design the perfect cake. That's beautiful. Love that as sort of options to get forward and moving forward with. Again, going up to the start here area, I will say that, like, interestingly enough, the tagline area is the least interesting looking, and everything else looks so decorated, so beautiful. I would see how you might be able to style this, again, this gray and the white to be a little bit more poppy, a little bit more decorated. This is your welcome mat. And the welcome mat looks kind of dull, but then you walk in the house and it's like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So let's have the welcome mat look good too. I do want to start on the Start Here page though, because I want to definitely see where we can go from here. Cake it with my. Again, the cursive font, I wonder what it would look like on the other one, and it might be worth changing that out. But come join me in a bake and cake class. Whichever you choose, your knowledge and skills will be taken to the next level, no matter your experience. The one thing that I will say up front is if you're helping people take a class, you need to help me understand how simple this is to get in, or how much time is needed, all that kind of stuff, because a class could be 4 hours long. It could be a 10-minute video. I don't know, and I think if people aren't quite sure, we can't rely on them to go down and figure it out. If we can just tell them up front why this is easy, why this is something I could have and fit into what I'm doing, then that could be great too. Joshua says, first time here, and I love the concept of this video, and I think you're giving great criticisms. Thank you, Joshua. Appreciate you. Where will you start your cake journey today? M Bakery Academy. So this is MBA. Love that. That's really cool. See how this logo now pops because it's a little bit bigger. When it was a little smaller, it was a little bit more difficult to read. If you feel like you've gone as far as you can with baking and cake decorating, so this is, it's interesting because it's like, okay, I'll tell you where to begin. And now it's like, if you feel like you've gone as far as you can. So unless there's a reason why the MBA is up top, I wouldn't necessarily have that be, because remember, you said start here, but do you want me to start with the highest, most advanced thing? Again, it depends on who it is you want coming in. I love that you have that though. And maybe, have your own private session. That's dope. See, this is to me where people might start, right? The ultimate beginner's guide to cake decorating, something free, something that gives me value up front, something that doesn't necessarily even require any payment, because then I can get in, I can love your style, I can get the teaching, and then I can go, okay, well, what's next? You can have an autoresponder, share the MBA, or people can come back and get the MBA. Again, I think it just was a little odd to me that you're like, okay, where will you start if I'm just starting out, right? I'm going to help you become the go-to expert. And again, unless it's a little bit more clear with, this is for bakers who are already baking, but you want to like legit up level and advance your stuff. Okay, now the MBA makes sense to put here. But again, because of the positioning, I wasn't quite sure if that makes sense. Beba says, can we ask questions? You're totally welcome to ask questions. I will do my best along the way, but I'm super focused on my stuff right now. Blogs, online courses, videos, choose your favorite style of learning. Okay, so let's say I choose online courses. What will you take me? Mini courses, free mini courses. I didn't know they were free. You might want to put free online mini courses, unless there maybe are other courses that are here. Yeah, I would have free is attractive. So free online courses could be really, or free mini courses could be great. Learn 5 buttercream piping techniques so you can create professional looking cakes and cupcakes every single time, even if you're a complete beginner. Again, even if you're a complete beginner, you've said that a couple times, and then showing the MBA is your first step, not necessarily connecting there. Ooh, Karen is here, cool. So we're gonna go for about 3 to 4 more minutes. But if you could maybe show like 5 techniques, it would be cool to see like bullet points, or even like a matrix of like lesson 1, piping for beginners, lesson 2, flower piping techniques, lesson 3, lesson 4, because now I'm like, ooh, that's what I need. I actually need lesson 4. Like, okay, it's free, I'm in, right? Now, I'm curious to see what happens when I click on this. Okay, so this opens a landing page. This looks beautiful, by the way. Free mini course. A little bit of perspective on like how long it might take, you know, that could help, or free mini course, like how many is mini, that could be helpful. Would you like to know when the course is available or become a student? Ooh, that's interesting. I thought this was free. There's a little bit of confusion here. Would you like to know when the course is available or become a student and create it with me? If that's a yes, enter your name. And so it's not actually available yet. I also thought that it would be interesting if you could have this be a pop-up instead of a new page. That way I can exit the pop-up and then I can just pick up where I left off versus a new page. So to get notified when the course is available or become a student. Okay, you did connect it there. That's my fault. Free mini course. Get early access is a driver. Become one of the first to take this. Those are different things that might help me. Okay, I was also looking for testimonials, and I see them here, which is very great. I think one thing to know with anything visual, testimonials with pictures are great. Testimonials with pictures with the visual thing, even better. So if Anna and Stephanie and Dr. Dixon here were able to, or Joe, excuse me, were to share their creation along with their face, that would go a very, very long way, if that makes sense. Cake kit. Cake it? Oh, cake kit. Cake it. Cake kit. Cool. So this is where you get your stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. So if I go to baking equipment. Cool. I would imagine these are affiliate links. Yes, these are affiliate links, which means I get a commission. So cool. You got that language for me, which is great. We need to, if these go to Amazon, we need to tell people that these are on Amazon. This is on Amazon. You can potentially get, you can potentially get booted out of the Amazon affiliate program if you don't show people that, or tell people somewhere where this is going to Amazon, right? And if they all go to Amazon, one blanket statement would work. But if not, then for each individual item, either having a button that says Amazon or click here to purchase on Amazon or something is needed. I have gotten booted out of the Amazon affiliate program as a result of that, and thankfully they were quick to return me once I fixed the page. But you just need to be aware of that. You said you have testimonials on this page. Oh, cool. So you have some videos. Excuse me. Before and after. Before an online session with me, after an online session with me. Let's see it. I want to see it. Stephanie went out of her comfort zone, started drawing, and created this. That's cool. The thing is, it's going to be very difficult to think that everybody's going to click on that video to then watch all the way through. Even though it's a short video, let's show a picture. This is the sort of weight loss industry standard, right? It's like, not that this is weight loss. But in infomercials that you've seen, here's what they look like before, here's what they look like after. Let's just show it. Stephanie before, Stephanie after, clear difference. Now I want it, right? That's 2 seconds I can read that versus having to, number one, be enticed to click, which I might not be, and number two, then going through and watching the video all the way through. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that gives you some understanding of where you might be able to take this next. But overall, beautiful design, and you've got all the pieces there. We just need to make sure things are working the way we want. And I think you can up-level some of the most important call to actions like this welcome mat here, and we can go from there. So well done. Well done. I hope that is helpful. Ryan, welcome in. I hope you're feeling better. Karen is here too. Cool. So let's go back to Chrome. And again, this is the most important thing right now. Let's take care of this because a lot of people are using Chrome. So let's make sure that the font used all the way through. Okay, takewingcoaching.com/lift. This is for Gain Knott, who's in the room right now. takewingcoaching.com/lift. So first of all, I just want to go to takewingcoaching.com just to see sort of how this is connected. Very cool. So this is like a coaching program, business, etc. And we are reviewing a landing page for a particular item right now, which is pretty cool. Build your service business. Cool. Lift. Learning, inspiration, freedom, transformation. Okay, so application. This is collecting applications. I like the countdown timer. That's always good if there's a deadline to have a countdown timer to entice people. Let's just get a quick look at this. And what do we want people to do? We want people to apply, watch the the countdown timer there. Now let's just click on apply. I just want to see where you take me. Typeform is perfect. Let's get started. Takes 3 minutes. Beautiful. I always recommend Typeform if you're doing any sort of applications or anything like that. It really helps people understand like how much this is gonna take, and like I love it. It's easier to manage on your end. That's really great. The one thing I'll say is thank you for your interest in Lyft. Have one phrase or sentence that helps me remember and get even more excited about this. Thank you for your interest in Lyft is not as strong as fill out the application so that we can begin to have a conversation about your business success journey. You know how that's more specific to the thing. We can't just assume that people that are here. Yes, obviously they came from a place where they already know what exists here. But again, something further to go, yeah, you're in the right place. Here's what's going to happen. And excuse me, something in my throat. One sec. Little trick for y'all. Entertainer's Secret is a really cool throat and hoarse voice spray that has saved me on multiple occasions. So yeah, a little bit of a thing there. I'm not going to go into that, but I would hope that it's easy and you get me through it. And the worry with applications is that there could be that one question that for everybody is like the hardest question. We want to reduce the friction as much as possible, right? So let's start at the top. Lyft, learning, inspiration, freedom, transformation. I always like that kind of alliteration stuff, but that's not important. What's important is the tagline and what it is that I'm going to get here. Community, courses, and coaching for purpose-driven consultants, coaches, and solopreneurs to help you grow your business with confidence and clarity. Okay, that I would rate that like a B. It's decent. It says all the right things, but it on one hand also feels very pamphlet-y. Right, it feels like maybe kind of generic, if you will. That's not bad. Again, it depends on sort of the way that you have conversations with your audience. But I would say that if you can get a little bit more less pamphlet, like a pamphlet doesn't talk to you. A pamphlet is like, here's what it is, right? You open the pamphlet versus like, this is your. Or a community for you to grow your confidence and connect with other business owners and consultants so that you never feel lost, right? Just, again, it just needs a little bit, again, I rated this a B, which is not bad. I'm being a little bit picky here, but it feels very pamphlet-y. I want it to feel connected to me, right? So that's just something that's on my mind. But let's scroll on. Do you want to scale your business with like-minded consultants and coaches? Do you want to get answers to your burning questions from experts? This is perfect. I love the questions situation. The questions are always great because, sorry, I had to share my screen. The questions are always great because if you can get a person to say yeah, and hopefully these are the top 3 things that you want people to learn more about, right? I felt it wasn't right yet. Yeah, Gail, let's like try different things. Imagine yourself talking to me about this, like sitting across the table, or anybody here in the community. How might you share this with them? Are you going to say, oh, Lyft, it's a community, courses, and coaching for purpose-driven consultants, coaches, and solopreneurs to help you grow your business with confidence and clarity? I would say you can even get a little bit more detailed with what it is. Well, is this access? Get access to a purpose-driven community with like-minded entrepreneurs to help you achieve your goals with confidence and clarity, access to coaches, online courses, and more so that you never feel lost. Again, I'm just kind of brainstorming, but that feels a little bit more how I would talk about it in a conversation versus a pamphlet, if that makes sense. A lot of C's, yeah. Community, courses, and coaching for... it's not bad. Again, a B is not bad, but we can always do better. As far as questions, you want to be sure that all of these questions are things that are on people's minds, because when you get a person to go, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's totally me. You've nailed it. I'm in, right? Or I'm mostly in, or at least I'm going to go a little bit further. So, scaling. If scaling businesses is the number one thing that's on people's minds, then that's great, right? Then keep this here. If I would have the most burning challenge or struggle or want first, That's always like you want a person to go, that's me. And now I don't care what else you say, you've nailed it, right? And does this do that? Is scaling a business and with like-minded consultants and coaches the number one thing, right? So that's this section here. To increase your revenue without working even longer hours to have you master your sales. Ooh. I almost like this, or the language here. Increase your revenue, work less hours, master your sales marketing. That to me, like, that's specific versus general, right? And that to me could lend itself to becoming a part of the tagline up front, if you will. I like how you're talking about that. This section's really important. I'm so thankful that you have it here. The idea of crushing objections, right? When I help people start a podcast, I always talk about the fact that you don't have to be a great storyteller. You don't have to be a great communicator. You don't have to have an audience already. You don't have to have a podcast in a big niche, right? These are all things that people tell ourselves. It doesn't matter what your voice sounds like. It doesn't matter if you have an accent. Those are things that a lot of people tell themselves to get out of this. I love that you have this, because this shows people that you know what they're thinking to stop themselves. And I would highlight this even more, right? To increase your revenue, like I would say you could very similarly pick, not necessarily all these, because we like, of all these 8 things, all these 8 bullet points, what 2 or 3 do you think are the most important objections that you can crush, right? There's information overload's probably one of them, right? And this one too. What you've tried so far isn't working. And I would highlight them each a little bit more with a paragraph, right? You might, you could say even something like, I know what you're probably going through. You probably have you probably feel like there's way too much information out there and you're experiencing information overload. If that's the case, perfect, because this membership is not about just feeding you more information. It's about helping you understand which information should be consumed and how to take action with it, right? So objection, rebuttal, maybe even an example at this point, right? Now we can start introducing with each of these objections, maybe a testimonial of somebody who said something similar, right? Oh, here is Janice from Minnesota who said that she was so grateful that this membership gave her the exact information she needed and nothing more, because she was already experiencing overwhelm, right? What you've tried so far isn't working. You can highlight that one and say, sorry if you hear some sounds. My daughter's in hula class right now, and she has these shaky things. Anyway, what you've tried so far isn't working. That's understandable, because you perhaps, you can just, again, hit it right up front. You know, what you've tried so far isn't working. And I know how that feels, and I know how you might be worried about this not working for you either. But there's 2 things that I can help you with. Number one, we pride ourselves with helping you actually get results with this. And number 2, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee in case you don't. So all the risk is on us and not on you, right? Let's see. The tabs are hard to read with purple on black. Just saying. Where's that? The tabs are hard to read. What tabs? I'm sorry. Okay, let's keep going here. Corey and Gail have helped me lay the foundation for my business success. So here's some testimonials. That's good. And I prefer to see this is like testimonials, like level 1. You're doing that, and that's great. You have a face, you have a name, and you have sort of what they do and a little information about kind of the program, right? But level 2 testimonials is talking about how they were before and how they were after, right? Like Kristen Washington, business consultant, before joining Lyft, like literally saying or having a person frame it that way. Before joining Lyft, I was confused, I was overwhelmed, and I had nobody to go to. Now, as a result, we've identified one area that can help improve my business, and it's helped out so much. Thank you so much, Gail and Corey, right? So the before after can go a very long way. Just that's the best kind of testimonial, because that testimonial will speak to people instead of just like a pamphlet. Here's somebody who said something nice versus, here's somebody like you who is thinking the same thing, who now is succeeding because of us, right? Can I submit my website for a review now? Sorry, Rohit, we are full up today with the with what we're doing, so I apologize. What is lift? For an airplane, lift is force that directly opposes the weight of an airplane and holds the airplane in the air. Lift is a force produced by the motion of the plane through the air. For business owners, lift is your purpose, people, and persistence. I kind of like that. It would be nice to have sort of a picture of a plane there if you want to go with that analogy, just to kind of let that hone in. Or perhaps I see your lift here. That's why I really love the logo. I think that works really, really well. It's a little bit too wordy. We can lift is something that allows things to fly. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's too, like, for anybody who's like not wanting science right now, it's a little bit too wordy, I think. For an airplane, lift is the force that directly opposes the weight of an airplane and holds the airplane in the air. Lift is a force, like, I don't like directly opposing the weight, and like this kind of stuff is a little bit like too confusing for some people, I would imagine. Yes, it's very simple in nature, but again, we want to have this so that like a fifth grader could read this and go, yes, this is exactly, like, I understand this completely, right? Lift is a force that can do some amazing things. It can even lift a giant piece of metal in the sky. For business owners, lift is your purpose, people, and persistence that keeps you going. Plus, your actions allow your business to soar, right? So again, I'm just kind of getting a little bit. Gail says, yes, it sounded wordy when you read it out loud. A beautiful exercise that you could all do with your websites is to literally just read everything out loud, because sometimes you hear it and it doesn't sound like how you thought it was in your head, right? I need to get my website redone, says Contempo Coding. It's a little too discombobulated, and I need to be stupid simple. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And if, of course, you have a podcast, you want to make sure your podcast sounds audio-tastic. If you have a video, you want to be video-tastic, and maybe tune it up if you need to. So tune up to level up. All right. Apply today. Again, that opens up the application. Cool. Now, I will say that application sounds... Wherever you have the application button, I know you have it over here in the bottom and over here at the top. I think that a little bit of context on the process. So click below to apply today. At the end of the application period, we will reach out to you if we're a good fit, and we look forward to helping you on your way to business success, right? So just like a green button that says apply today, there's a lot of things implied there that we can't necessarily hope that a person just already knows. Again, a little bit more information about the process. So what happens when I apply? Am I just going to, get accepted right away? Am I going to not never hear from you again? Like, what's the process like? I think that can go a long way. More testimonials, which is great. What's in Lift? So this is interesting because this is like the smallest section, but it's definitely very important here. What is Lift? I think that could potentially, this section down here, what's in Lift, here I would have it, here's what you get, right? And I would have that sort of under here somewhere. So what is Lift? Lift is something that can, Lift is a force so powerful it can even fly an airplane. And in business, Lift is something that can get you and your business to soar. In Lift, you will get, or when you get access to Lift, you will get a monthly course on sales, open office hours, literal linguistic programming, etc., etc., etc. Click below to apply. We will reach out to you after the application period closes and start our journey together, right? Or something like that. No matter where you're at in your business journey, from beginner to expert, Lift will give you a boost of inspiration, wisdom, and connection to like-minded consultants, coaches, and solopreneurs who are creating work they love. Cool. Apply today. And about us at the bottom. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Here's what I would do if I were you. You have 53 days. I would have if you have any super fans or members of your community or even some friends and family, I would literally get on a call with them or a Zoom call and go, can you go through this page and tell me what parts are really, really resonating with you and which parts maybe you start drifting off? You're going to get so much amazing feedback from people, especially if they're in your target audience, to help them go, well, this, I don't really know what you might have a person ask, okay, so what is this? And if you get something like that, you can go, whoa, okay, I guess I didn't do a good job. Or if you get a person to go, oh, this part's great, that's a good sign too. Let's maybe move that part that was down below up higher. Those kinds of exercises are very scary, but those conversations can teach you way more, and we want to take the guesswork as much as possible. You've given yourself enough time, however, between now and when the application date closes to do a little bit more reconnaissance and actually have conversations like that. I think that would be really, really good for you. I think that'd be really, really good. Bill says, why 53 days? Because that's when their launch date is, most likely, and they are ahead of it, which is good. So I hope that was NLP with less swearing than Tony Robbins. How to submit website for review. We are not taking applications right now for that because we have a giant list of people already. Actually, we're going to Karen next if she's available. I did see her in the chat here, but let's see. Need the answers to the why on the page. So why? Yeah, I think that here's the thing that's missing. Thank you, Uncle Bill, for talking about that. That can be expressed in a different kind of way. I think she touched on the why for sure, but I think that what's missing is what we miss out on if we don't get in. So this can be a scary section of a landing page because it can often feel fear-based, and we don't want to, use fear in a way that kind of talks about it in a way like, hey guys, like you like if you don't get access to this now, you're going to be broken on the streets. Like, we don't want to say that, right? And it's not true normally, but you do have to amplify the consequence of what would happen or what will life continue to be like if you don't take advantage of this offer, right? You might even get so aggressive as to say, if you're totally okay with staying overwhelmed with all the information out there, and perhaps you're fine being a solopreneur without a ton of connections, then this is not for you. But if you're looking to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs, if you're looking for just the information you need to move forward so that you can have more time for your business and your family, well, this is the community and the membership for you. Join Lyft today before the application date closes. When you apply, you'll answer a few questions so we can make sure this is a good fit for both of us, right? Why could be in the form of big benefits. Yeah, I mean, that's here. Actually, that's a good point. You talk about the what, but not the why as much. So saving time, increasing revenue. That's why I think I resonated with this part. This is the why right here. To increase your revenue without working even long hours. That's the only place that's really focused, right? So, Gail, I'm not your guru NLP'd. I'm your guru. I just NLP'd you. Cool. So Gail, is that enough information to work with, at least for right now? Thankfully, we don't even need to talk about the design of the web page. It looked fine, except for this application close thing, and that frame just needs to be a little bit bigger. But I like it. I like it. I think you'll find that, and I found this with this page, is just I'm not sure what I was getting yet. I wasn't sure what this exactly was. Was this a membership community of like-minded entrepreneurs? It just seemed like a lot of things. And I think that hopefully this conversation can help clear things up a little bit and go from there. Cool. So let's move on to Karen. Karen, might you have... Oh, Karen's YouTube channel. Thank you for the link, Stephanie. You are amazing. Visual Stress Canada. So now we're reviewing a... This is it? Just want to make sure. Karen? Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Perfect. Okay, we are good to go, Karen, if this is in fact your page. Visual Stress Solutions. Community, advocacy, research, education, support. All right, I'm not exactly sure what this is about yet, and that we can fix. We can fix that through having a tagline or something specific in the artwork up top here, so we can just know exactly what this is. Is this a YouTube channel for people who have eye problems? Is this a YouTube channel for people who have stress, who are looking at things to help us reduce that stress? I see community advocacy, research, education, support. That doesn't tell me anything. It's just, those are nice phrases that, you know, make me feel good, but it doesn't tell me about what I'm going to get here and what I'm getting, right? If that makes sense. So, hello, visual stress solutions. Awesome. Oh, cool. Did you just change your visual stress is a neurological condition? Ah, okay. Thank you. I'm not in the target audience, so maybe I didn't know that, but is that what people look up? Is that how people talk about it? Is that the words that people are looking up on Google? Right? If I were to go to Google, for example, just let me see. Oh, no. Why am I looking up Google on Google? Visual stress. Crossbow education. Symptoms of visual stress vary, but can include headaches and migraines. Ah, okay. Thank you. Okay, so visual stress, good. That, you got the keyword there, but let's connect with the person viewing this a little bit more. Solutions for your headaches, migraines, or simple solutions to help you get rid of XYZ, right? What else might I say here? Eye strain and words or letters appearing what? Dyslexia, separate condition, causes distortions. Yeah, again, okay, visual stress, fine. So what? What is this going to give me? What is this YouTube channel here to do about visual stress? Solutions, I can get solutions anywhere. I can find another person who has solutions. Why is this the place where I should get these solutions, right? And again, if you nail the language a little bit more in terms of the pain, the struggles, the challenge, or the want on the other end, then that's where I go, this is the place for me. We don't even have to have faces on the artwork. We don't have to know even who's behind it. If you nail the language, that can be an immediate connection that a person could go, okay, that's exactly what I want. I don't want solutions. I want to have my problem solved. Do you understand the difference there? I don't want the solution. I want the problem solved. So let's have words that connect to having the problem solved, or help me understand that this page knows exactly what I'm going through so that I'll be interested in going deeper, right? The banner could be less bright and more soothing color. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the banner's fine in terms of the colorization. It is quite bright in terms of the white, but that's not a huge deal to me. I think that, again, we need to have people understand what this is about right away. So we have visual stress experts. So we have some expert interviews, and it looks like this is a playlist of stuff that is useful that is actually not coming from this particular channel, but a playlist that is from videos elsewhere. I think that that's okay. It's actually quite beneficial for a person to come here and go, great, there's a whole bunch of resources here. But here's the problem. You're telling me that the videos I should watch are not your videos. This is not a YouTube channel where I can get videos from you. This is just essentially a resource library, right? And that I wouldn't recommend to actually have up front. I would have videos that are from you specifically, from visual stress solutions, like these videos here. Visual stress information, this thing. So visual stress in the news, overlays for visual stress brain injury. So let's go to your videos really quick because we want to highlight your videos. So your videos here, I see you got a few videos. So number one, if we want our YouTube channel to grow, we definitely have to have some more consistency. You're having a video or two every few years. So imagine if you have this video, like this visual stress awareness video, imagine that you created one of those videos even once a month. How many more views, how many more subscribers you might have. The reason people aren't subscribing is they come here and they watch a video and they're like, oh, the person hasn't published a video for years, or there's only one video in the last 2 years. It's not worth coming into. So you can change that by having more videos come out a little bit more consistently, right? I am in the videos, says Karen. Cool. I would have, like, for example, here, this I believe is you, perhaps, Karen, and these videos up here, I would have those be in playlists that are up at the top. We want people to see your videos first. You can also have a welcome video, right? A welcome video that describes what your channel is about, who is it's for, understanding all that language. Like, hey, my name is Karen here. Welcome to Visual Stress Solutions. Here, I will be sharing with you all different kinds of ways to help you through your visual stress discomfort. We have solutions for everything from how to get rid of your headaches to exercises and things to improve your condition over time, and even how you might be able to deal with the stresses of living with visual stress so that you can have a place to go to feel relief, right? Click on any of the videos below to start your journey, depending on where you're at. And I would have a potentially, it seemed like that information video did really well at first. Let's watch this. This I know is probably quite old, but. So I know this is from years ago. I have some comments already about like the intro. You would just want to get right into the video. This is every person, right? So we need the click and the stick. The click is the thumbnail and title. That can also be improved, but of course you haven't had a ton of videos to sort of improve on yet from yourself, so that's fine. You've probably watched a lot of other YouTube channel reviews here, Karen, where we talked a lot about how important the thumbnail and the title is together. That's the click. And then the stick is the first part of the video. In this video, this is what we're going to talk about. Or have you ever XYZ? Well, in this video, we're going to go over 3 different ways to ABC, right? Like just getting right into it. This is 11 seconds of stuff that doesn't necessarily help me yet.
Imagine that.
And here's the voiceover. Let's just start there.
Every time you read something, the words move, shimmer, jump, flip, or slide around on the page. Do you find it difficult to read when it's distorted like this? Do you feel disoriented?
The visuals here are so good. I think that this helps people who have it or don't even have it understand exactly what this is. Now, if I know somebody who's going through visual stress, I can point them in this direction because now I have better empathy and what this actually is. Pat, we were working on better intros. Cool. No worries. Let's go back and let's look at one of your latest videos. In fact, I saw a video come out recently, which is good. It means you're going to start up again. So Tom's visual stress story. I think the title could be a little bit more, okay, so what, right? So how to live with virtual stress, Tom's story, right? Because people are gonna, like YouTube's gonna send this out to people automatically for you. People don't know who Tom is or the point of this story. So we need to add something to the title. You can always change it. You can literally even change it right now. And I think that would help a lot because, again, YouTube's going to feed this out to a lot of people for you. And the title itself is not going to do a lot to get people intrigued versus how to live with visual stress, Tom's story. Now, not only are you going to be found from people in search, but you're also going to just intrigue people more when it shows up on their browse window. So again, we're 4 or 5 seconds in. All this production stuff on YouTube, people don't care. It's actually, people are out by now. I know that's important, especially if you are giving credit to where credit is due. Put it in the description, put it at the end of the video, or even in little lower third pop-ups while the video is already started. But the sooner that you can just get right into it, the better. Now, I love the fact that you're telling stories, though. I just want to give you credit. Stories are the most powerful form of teaching, the most powerful form of relatability, the most powerful form of remembering things. So I love that you're using stories. I think that we can keep doing that. And we just now have to give YouTube and the viewers on YouTube what they want or what would intrigue them to get them in to then hear and get deep into the story. So hopefully I'm going to hear either some voiceovers or hear from Tom and something that would, if I had visual stress, can relate to go, oh my gosh, I'm going through the same thing. Or maybe he starts with the end and goes, oh my gosh, like things are so much better now. Now I'm in. This is an old video that we were given the rights to load. Okay. If you had the ability to edit it, or you had the ability to add it onto a little quick intro from you, Karen. Hey, it's Karen here from Visual Stress Solutions, and in this video, I want to tell you the story about Tom. Tom is somebody who had been dealing with visual stress for most of his life, and it was affecting his family, it was affecting his schoolwork, and it was affecting his life. So make sure you stick around all the way through, because by the end, you're going to see the absolutely incredible transformation Tom goes through and the specific exercises that he did to live his life to the fullest. Thank you. right?
Meet Tom. He's a cheerful 17-year-old with a passion for sailing.
So that's how that can work. And again, if you have permission to do that, that's totally fine. But you have the ability to create an intro that can intrigue people a little bit more. So just, again, something to keep in mind. Can I talk about batch processing for videos or blog posts or articles? Yeah, what that essentially means is like having a specific block of time for you to just like crank through as much as you can on that versus doing one of those things at a time, having a block of time to get through as many of them as possible so that you can get ahead, you can batch process, you're more in that mindset to go and do those things. Karen, we have built a studio to create many more of our own. I have some new ones we are editing to post. Love that, Pat Flynn. The improved intros would be great. Thank you, GTO. Cool. It sounds like, Karen, you are set up for success in the future. So with these things in mind, again, I know we're reviewing older videos, but it sounds like you're about to step forward into a new era of this website of this YouTube channel. I'm really excited for you. So keep those things in mind. Get right into the subject matter and the reason why people clicked, again, based on that title and thumbnail right away. Have the stories still continue to come out and really help people understand what this thing is about right up front and why they need to stick around, right? What makes this different than other places? What is it that is actually going to connect with the person who's going through visual stress? And I think that this could become the primo resource for something like that down the road. So I love it. I love it. Wow, that's an awesome intro from Pat. I'm just, when you do this more and you learn the language of YouTube and it gets a little bit better. So I've had, over 600 videos, and it wasn't until like video 550 that I finally realized these things. So I'm passing this on to you so you can all do better too. So yeah, excellent. Thank you, Karen. I hope that's helpful. And I'm looking forward to maybe you want to come back or at least even just reach out to me after things get set up, after you have maybe 5 or 10 videos out. Like, I'd love to check it out. And again, after day 365, after we sort of, end the daily streams, we'll definitely continue to go live. I definitely still want to continue to do these reviews. And we may go live for longer at a time when we do that. And we can go in deeper a little bit too. So question, in Karen's case, is it a channel not super active for a couple of years for YouTube algorithm? Is it better to start a new channel? To me, Burke, it doesn't matter. I think that if you wanted to reboot a channel or start a new one, I think that it doesn't matter because those videos alone will start to do that work for you, the new videos alone. And whether it's a new channel or an old one, I don't think it matters. I would keep the old one, in fact, because a lot of these older videos could potentially be found in the algorithm, are already being found in the algorithm. You already have a bank of subscribers, and even though it's very little, it's at least a foundation to work off of. Cool. Now, is Squeaks even here? Because if not, we can maybe wait till tomorrow. Or in fact, we're at the end of our time, actually. So I wouldn't mind. And maybe I can let him know. I should have let him know. Why don't we do that? Let's do Squeaks tomorrow. And we will start off tomorrow with Squeaks Gaming World channel review. He's doing already an excellent job. I follow his content. And then from there, we will then... we'll do some Q&A. Yeah, that sounds good. These reviews are so helpful. Thanks, Pat Flynn. You're welcome, Grandma Goody. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who came in today. I hope this was helpful for you. And I'm just... Oh, Squeaks is here. Cool. Squeaks, do you mind if we go a little bit longer tomorrow to start? 9 a.m. Pacific. And yeah, sorry about that. But I think that we could do you even better service tomorrow if we start out and do it that way. Let me know if that's cool. Sean, I appreciate you for that. Cool. And I think that if I were to go to, let's see, where's Deep Pocket Monster at? Deep Pocket Monster. Okay, we have a new video that's going to be coming out very, very soon. Like literally within the next 10 minutes, most likely. Cool. All right, just want to make sure Squeaks is okay. Dude, check out the latest videos here. 1 week ago, 101,000 views. How crazy is that? That is so cool. I'm so stoked on that video. And we're still building out our library. That's fine. If I can't make it, I can always watch the VOD. No worries. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much for today. I appreciate you. We're going to start off tomorrow with Squeaks Game World and review his YouTube channel. We'll be able to go a little bit longer. He's got a lot of stuff that I know we can get a little bit more deep into, and he's doing a lot of things right, which means we can go even further into some of the more nuances of things. But definitely check out Squeaks Game World, as well as Karen's channel, Visual Stress Solutions, and Gain, Not, and My, who were reviewed earlier. You can go back in the VOD, which stands for Video on Demand. I think that's what I just realized. And we can go from there. But I'm going to go get breakfast with the family. Thank you so much for today. I appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you then. Peace out. Thanks so much. And as always, Team Flynn for the win.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream. All while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Oh yeah, the vid just dropped, literally. Here's the thumbnail. Father versus son Pokemon card collection showdown. Check it out. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all.